show is not suitable for children, sensitive men, or insecure women. Can you trust somebody that doesn't take care of their kids?
I don't trust no man on earth that does not take care of their children.
What's the biggest red flag in a relationship?
Low effort and not being honest.
Most of the time, you would think that a bad financial mistake would be spending money on clothes or vacation or like spending money on women. My worst financial mistake was buying a home.
Game time. Game time. Appreciate y'all.
Yep. What's the deal?
So a lot going on in the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Can't complain. Just happy to be here.
You got on the African royal robe colors with the zucchini. Woo.
That's it, man. Just
Today gonna be a good day.
Yes, sir. First and foremost, I want to thank the audience just for allowing me personally the opportunity to read every Wednesday. This is real therapy. We get to talk about different stuff. And it's therapeutic.
Oh, it's gonna be one of them episodes. Okay. I'm gonna crash out with you. Full crash out. Get your popcorn ready. Catch your little hey.
Get your popcorn ready.
Popcorn ready. I'm with you.
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. What we got to get off our chest? What's troubling you, Rashad? Your pain runs deep.
Nah, it's all good. Well, first and foremost, before we start, we got an Earn Your Leisure episode coming out tomorrow at 3:00 he's the architect that actually built the monument in Senegal that we was at with the man and his wife and the child is very impressive. It's the biggest statue in Africa.
Structure. Yep. Bigger
than that Statue of Liberty. So he's the architect that actually designed it, but he's more than that. He's probably the premier architect in Africa. And he's a thought leader, an economist, entrepreneur, political kingmaker, amongst other things. So great discussion about Africa across the board tomorrow, 3:00 midday drop. So check that out.
I love that.
For you people that's enthusiastic about that. Okay. Any announcements?
If you want to get rich from the market, go to eninvest.com. I had an amazing stock club call today. Stock club call next week will be once again Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central. If I've made you money, please put yes in chat. And yes, let's have an amazing show. This show is therapy for me as well. So looking forward to a good show. And shout out to everybody who tuned in Monday for Market Mondays too.
For sure.
Yeah,
definitely. All right. Okay. So let's get into it. Man, there's so much stuff to talk about. There's a lot to talk about.
Much.
Let's start with here. Our podcast falling apart. So Gilbert Arenas, he announced on his podcast that Underdog Fantasy owns 50% of his show, and that they could potentially lead to downsizing, potentially maybe less episodes, maybe less staff, if the revenue doesn't make sense as far as Underdog standards and what they think would be appropriate as far as the spend that they're putting into the show versus the money that they're getting out of the show. We've also saw Mark Lamont Hill and Queen's Flip almost get into a fight.
Two of my brothers. I don't like when the family feuds.
We saw a few other staples in the hip hop community, throw shots at each other. We've seen a lot of stuff is happening. So is the podcast game falling apart?
I've been screaming this for 3 or 4 years, but most of the people that y'all see who are podding, things may not be going. And this not to Queens Flip, Mark, because those are my brothers in arms, yada yada. I'm glad they talked it out. Talked to Flip the other day. But to me, it is a indicator of how well someone is or is not doing based on how quickly they are willing to get into arguments with others. Shout out to all the rappers, shout out to every crew. I love y'all, but I think when things are going well, there are signs, right? One sign, Nori. Y'all know Nori. Every time I see Nori on Instagram, Monaco yacht bottle from Jay-Z. He with Tata. Just new watch. Nori got 73 watches in the last 2 years.
No, you gotta chill, man. You gotta chill, man. He got too many watches.
Jacob and Co. connoisseur, right? You see that. Even Joe getting to a lot less kerfuffles these days after that number got leaked. So our podcast in trouble? Yes. I think the formation of them. I like Gil a lot. Gil's Arena actually is one of my favorite shows, but the difference that we have to stress is that every good deal and good partnership that looks good may not be good for you long term. What good is a partnership if it removes? They removed his name off of Gil's Arena. Now Gil is straight. Gil's money. Gil probably made what, 400 million in his lifetime in the NBA, so he's fine. But I do think some of these podcasts and streaming deals can be predatory. Even the guy from Twitch saying Kai isn't on a Mount Rushmore of streaming. I'm like, how? Name me four other.
Kai and Speed.
Wait, he said both Kai and Speed are on the Mount. What?
Yeah, he said Kai and Speed are not on the Mount Rushmore of streaming.
So yeah, independence is important. Good, being a good business person is your own. And the one thing I want to stress, like, people a lot of times go for bigger viewership. The number that really matters is percentage of equity and non-dilutable shares. It's a lot of y'all who getting 2 million views and can't scrounge up 20,000 for an emergency. Don't walk into the predatory deal is my advice. Continue to build a craft that people are going to need from you. But I think it's a travesty what is being done with that deal structure and the timing of it after the gambling. The irony even in that. He get arrested for underground gambling, and here come Underdog taking 50% rights. Be careful.
No, 100%. And I also think just some game, if you guys are interested, and I said this before, for all you content creators out there, I don't think that if your business model revolves solely around revenue that's produced from people watching your show, as far as like ad dollars, that's
a mistake.
Now, not to say there's nothing wrong with ad dollars, but that should be added on.
Added value.
You should okay. Litmus test. If you're not able to run your show in a hypothetical scenario that you had zero ad dollars, then you need to rework your business model. So what a lot of people do is they have paywall. Joe Budden obviously has done it the best as far as his Patreon is concerned, right? Where he has free content, but then he has a Patreon as well, right? And you see that with a lot of shows where it's horrible decisions, whether it's 85 South with Channel 85, they have the free content, which is used as like a gateway to the paywall, knowing that everybody's not gonna go to the paywall, but there'll be enough paid subscribers that it balances out the free content. That's one way. Another way is to offer products and services. That also can serve as another form of a paywall, right? So I say that all the time. As far as if you look at Market Mondays, that's public school, and that's free for anybody. But if you really want to know where to buy, right, the prices and the list and all that, well, that's Red Panda.
Harvard.
If you really want to know how to trade options, if you really want to get the financial planning calls and the resources that we have, that's EYL University.
Wharton.
So we offer both ways, right?
Yep.
But that's another way. And I think that you really have to think about it in bigger terms as far as the free platforms that we're on: YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter. As long as because they're not always potentially even going to be able to be. We're not always potentially going to have this reach that we have, because it is good to be able to reach a lot of people. The downside is that you don't get paid, but as you're reaching people, you're supposed to use that to grow your brand. So now you can do other things outside of that, right? So just think about that if you're a content creator. But if you're just saying, okay, I'm just going to make content all day and my revenue model is going to be
selling ads for ads,
then it's going to be a difficult scenario because anything could happen. And when you start to lose revenue, or when they said, like I said, Underdog, they want to cut back now, you have nothing, you have no other option but to say, okay, whatever you want to do, because you own half of the show. And my whole thing is, I don't know why you need to own the show. Like you can be a ad partner. You could be an ad partner, and we can have a deal. But you own it, the show, and it's like, obviously Gilbert Arenas, he already has money. So that's another thing. Don't be afraid to put your money up sometimes, like as an entrepreneur. Like, and there's been a few people potentially like that kind of fall in that situation where you would think from the outside in, like, they came into it. See, we're anomalies.
For sure.
If you like, as far as the people that actually, most people in 2025 in podcast space, let's say for Black men podcast space, not streamers, podcast space, most of them are a celebrity from a time before. So Cameron,
who carried that equity over. Yep.
Cameron and Mace were celebrities from a time before when they used to rap. Gilbert Arenas and his crew was a celebrities from time before when they used to play basketball.
Great show.
All the Smoke was celebrities from time before when they used to play basketball. Noriega was a celebrity from time before when he used to rap. Fat Joe and Jada, they were celebrities. I mean, they still rap, but celebrities from hip hop, and they carried it over. Now you got Jim Jones, Mano, Fabulous, Davies, rappers who carried it over. So Joe Budden, a rapper who carried it over. There's not a lot of people at the high level, at the higher echelon, that were not any level of celebrity that broke through. And it's going to become that. And now it's even hard. It's harder now than it was 5 years ago.
Yep. It's a rare feat.
They all saw the play, so now they all coming in. All of the rappers, all the basketball players, all the football, the pivot, those are ex-football players. They all coming into the space. So now they have an advantage over you because you're starting with 1,000 followers. They're starting with 1 million followers already.
Travis Kelce and his brother. But the differentiator and the equalizer is, do you have a skill set that many are not talking about that can help millions or billions of people? I would love to see someone in this era just talk about how to get hired in corporate and succeed. There's a lot of gaps that can be filled. And a very important key lesson is to not follow everyone else's business model and not to be in a sector or space that everyone else is in. When I came in and I was charging premium price, people like, you're crazy. I'm like, it's crazy to not charge premium. Here we are. A lot of people have tried to adjust. 2026, I got a plan for y'all, and I'm going to show you. At one time, I remember when it wasn't in vogue to talk about investing or stocks, and now here we are. There's a proliferation of people that do that. 2026, I got a plan for y'all. Stay tuned. A great piece of advice in business is to always do the opposite of what the field is doing. And I see a lot of people broadcasting, podcasting, who are copying the same model, and it's like, but the 50% ownership piece is smart, because if they can get him to focus on the football show to sell more ads to that audience, which is more beneficial for Underdog, allegedly, but I drop Gilbert's value talking about basketball, which that's a really great show, I can demonize you, take your audience, and then sell ads against the audience that you built for your lifetime since you've been a ball player. He's not the only one that goes. And the most important thing, too, in business is to be able to say no. That's why I tell y'all, some of them conversations of, okay, if you get 150, can you just say, no, I don't want to do this on my show? No, I don't want to. My favorite thing in business is I don't feel like it. You want me to really do it? Pay me $7 million. I don't want to do it. Sorry.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, you got to be able to. Sometimes you're chasing something that might not be as profitable as what you already have. Yep. I said that before. Like, as far as never discount a niche audience. We might not have the largest audience in the world, but we have an educated audience that has higher income, that has a higher level of priorities. I would rather have our audience than some, like, you know, a lot. I don't even want to name nobody's names, but there's a lot of people that might talk about rap or something like, and they'll get 1 million views, but it's like these people just stay in their basement. They don't have a job. They don't work. They don't contribute to society. They're not going to be a customer to you ever. They're never going to, like, so it's like, never discount quality
over quantity.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Two fives don't make a 10 in the threesome. That go for business. You can't even sell the audience to a CPG company if you wanted to.
So that's just some game for you guys if you're interested. But, you know, do what you want with it.
But kudos to Gil. Love the show. I hope he can work his way out of that deal. But be careful, my brother. You got a hot show. Be careful.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Let's do this. Let's talk about some financial topics before we get into some of the spicier topics. So I want to show this clip about Bitcoin fraud that's been happening with ATM machines. Can we show this clip, please?
No.
You are watching a victim get scammed.
How much money have you already sent to them?
$10,700.
Jesus Christ. Man.
One of thousands of Americans caught in a growing global crime spree that's no secret to police.
What they tell you to do?
Take $31,000 and then put it into Bitcoin.
Oh, no.
Please, I have to bank on the phone. I'm in danger.
Okay, no, you're not, ma'am.
In all of these cases, these machines, called crypto ATMs, become the getaway car for the scammers who prey on victims like Gus Kaysen.
That's where I stuffed them $100 bills. It would prompt you for everything that come up, and I had him on the phone too.
Had you ever seen this before?
Never been here before, never been here after.
This happened as he was recovering from a stroke.
I got a phone call. Well, he told me he was president of the bank. I said, now you tell me, I want you to swear that you're not a scam. I swear I'm not a scam and all that. He convinced me. He was good. He was good.
A scammer told Gus that he would be arrested unless he withdrew $15,000 in cash and deposited it in that crypto ATM. It looks like a normal ATM, but a crypto ATM is different. Put in cash and it converts it into cryptocurrency in an instant. The FBI says victims like Gus have lost about $240 million so far this year, double the pace of last year.
I should have known better. I should have known better. I was stupid enough. I fell for it.
The scammer took off with Gus's cash in the form of cryptocurrency. But the crypto ATM company also made money from the transaction in the form of fees and markups, often at 20 to 30% that they charge on transactions, scam or legit. Lawsuits from attorneys general accuse the top 3 crypto ATM firms of profiting from scams and not protecting customers. When police have seized the scam cash out of ATMs, the crypto ATM companies hit back hard in court to get that cash back, which is what happened to Gus.
Cops went and got it that night. They went into the machine and took out $15,000.
Right, but
they held on to it.
Bitcoin Depot, the company with the most crypto ATMs in the U.S., fought in court to get the $15,000 back and won.
Bitcoin had no business getting that money at all. I mean, really, especially when it's a scam.
You think that's fair?
Well, hell no.
The company points out its machines, like many crypto ATMs, have multiple on-screen warnings, alerts of scams, and requires that customers agree that they're only sending money to their own accounts. Bitcoin Depot also told CNN, "We do not profit from scams, and the vast majority of our customers use our kiosks for lawful purposes." The company adds, if it can't stop the transaction, it reviews every potential scam case individually for possible fee relief or refunds.
All right. So, this is interesting. Well, Bitcoin is interesting on a few different levels. If you follow the Bitcoin bull bear cycle, we're at the tail end of this bull run, if history would repeat itself.
Why do you say that, Rashad?
Well, ChatGPT says it, but if you go by the amount of time that a bull run lasts for, this bull run will be over fourth quarter of this year or first quarter of next year. So we're at the tail end. And you start to see, one of the signs of seeing the tail end is when you start to see scams pick up dramatically. And they said like this is the highest level of scams that we've seen in Bitcoin ever. I think it's almost twice as what it was last year. But this is a cautionary tale for people just in general, as far as what artificial intelligence has done now is made it easier to scam people.
And to be clear, you're not saying Bitcoin is a scam, because I don't want them to clip that up. And
no, I'm not saying Bitcoin is a scam.
Got you.
I'm saying
Thank
that it can be used as a shield
to facilitate
a scam. And so these people, you know, a lot of elderly people, but it can happen to anybody, you know, they saying, okay, like, go to the ATM machine, give the ATM machine the money. So if you see, I'm pretty sure everybody has seen Bitcoin ATM machines
for sure.
And that's the way to actually put physical cash into a machine, send Bitcoin to somebody. But now the Bitcoin ATM machine is like, no, it's your fault. Like, we're not going to give you the money back, like, just because you got scammed. Like, you know, like, we make you read everything on it, make sure you know who you're sending it to. And that's the thing about crypto. Once you happened to me before, I've sent crypto, I missed one letter. There's no customer service number. There is no recourse to get your money back. Yep. That's why Citibank, I think that they said that they're going to start holding Bitcoin for people starting next year. And like, we already have Bitcoin ETFs. Now the next thing is that banks are going to start to be custodians of people's Bitcoin.
It's a good way to prevent that crash from happening on your end, because them books not looking solid, right? All of a sudden, every fucking bank on earth loves Bitcoin. I bet. But shit, Sweetie, you ever gotten paid in Bitcoin or no?
Maybe she did. I don't know. Shout out to her. Salute.
Be careful of all scams going around. The end of the bull run or start of the bull.
Do you think this time is different? You think we still got some more time?
I think we have a little bit more time, because the banks and financial institutions have vested interest for it to stay afloat. So that the mid-tier banks don't get crushed. And I think with the onboarding of that asset class, it makes banks I think the institutional takeover of Bitcoin or adoption of Bitcoin, I think that they're going to push it up a little bit further, a little bit longer, maybe end of Q1. But I can definitely see a pullback, not like the one we have from 60 to 20, but I definitely can see a pullback. And I think there would be a gold rush, no pun intended, from the rest of the banks into it. Like when Vanguard is announcing we're going to do an ETF, I know they're waiting for the right time to onboard people when that crash comes, so that they can then say we got our high risk clients into an asset that is safe. So
pull back a crack lower than 100, back in the 90, 80, 70 range.
Yeah, like 98, something like that. Yeah, 98, 97 in that range. It'll be a short sustained pullback.
As an investment, like, let's say, okay, we know that. I think everybody knows that at some point Bitcoin is going to pull back pretty drastically, quote unquote drastically, because I don't think it's not going to be as drastic as it was, but that's the cycle of Bitcoin, that it pulls back. Mm-hmm. And then I think most people would think that Bitcoin is going to go to 500,000 at some point, right? And more. So, okay, if you know that something is going to pull back, and you also know that something is going to go up, mm-hmm. Is it advisable to sell, wait for a pullback, and then get back in? Is that advisable?
Advisable on paper, yes. What people actually do, no. Most people sell and never get back in. Or they say they're going to wait for a magic number and then question the fuck out of me for 3 weeks after I gave the price. The best thing to do for any asset, like, because there's all these arbitrage moves you can make in business. The best arbitrage is just to stay in. Market Mondays, Blackout, InvestFest, Sniper, Stock Club. You didn't see me say I'm gonna sell 75% off to Schwab or Vanguard, and then I'm gonna hold 25%. Just stay in the market. Reallocate. Everyone keeps asking me, well, when the crash happens in 27, what do I do? Stay in and buy more shares. You shouldn't be getting in at the top of the market anyway. So the 40% drop should only be 20 to 25% for you anyway. Continue to buy in and hold. When I hear people say I'm going to buy in at this exact time, they often don't have the chutzpah to do that when that crash is happening, because you're being bombarded by media messages that is there to sell more advertisement. Here's the other trick of media too. When the crash is happening, we have the deepest drop in history since 2020. A lot of ads get sold against that news. Be mindful of the information being given to you. Is that for your own benefit, or is it to sell more ads or have blockbuster ratings at the time? Don't sell your assets.
All right,
So,
there you have it.
Yep.
The Master Investor.
But you can do what you want to do.
And you can join Stock Club if you're interested also.
Remember when I told you about them girls selling them candles, living their life?
Candle play.
But baby, if you're going to do it, get it in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Please do.
Okay, so one last detour before we get back on the main road. Can we talk about polygamy? Let's show this. Let's show this
the
clip.
therapy part we needed. Okay, I'm with you.
Let's show this clip of a Nigerian billionaire that has 19 wives.
Nigerian billionaire Jite Odeworitse Tesijimoje has ignited extensive debate after marrying his 19th wife in a lavish ceremony. The 43-year-old businessman from the oil-rich Delta State is a prominent and unapologetic advocate for polygamy. Photos from his latest wedding quickly went viral, sparking conversations about culture, love, and modern masculinity. Tesijimoje is an oil mogul. In an interview with Nigeria's The Nation newspaper, he outlined his philosophy, framing his marital choice as a direct critique of Western norms. He stated, "Colonialists told us monogamy is the best way of life, yet those same people are caught daily in scandals. Why sneak around? Why live in lies?" He added that polygamy is better than deceiving several women outside marriage. The billionaire further revealed that his household is a reflection of Nigeria's diversity and unity, as he is married to women from several of the country's major ethnic groups, including Igbo, Yoruba, Fulani, and his Itsekiri ethnic group. Though he champions polygamy, Tesijimoje admits that marrying more than one wife is not meant for everyone, stating that it requires enormous financial strength and emotional intelligence. Revealing the scale of his provision, the billionaire said that his wives in Nigeria's Lagos city each live in a 5-bedroom home and receive hefty allowances. The key to harmony, he insists, is absolute fairness. Tesijimoje says, "Once I do something for one wife, all of them must get the same treatment." The oil mogul emphasized that this equity sustains peace in his household. He also hinted at marrying a 20th wife. Although polygamy is common across Africa, it is rare for men to marry as many wives as Tesijimoje has done. The number of his children is not clear. Tesijimoje's lifestyle, supported by his vast wealth and a strict code of conduct, presents a model of polygamy that challenges conventional views on marriage and family. However, many commentators have criticized his choice, saying it reinforces patriarchal norms which could hinder the general economic well-being of the society.
Okay, educational. So, okay. Let's have a serious conversation about polygamy.
What part of Africa? And how many cows again? 2 cows per woman?
Well, that was 10 cows per one.
They
and
need
that was
10 cows for every woman? How much the cows cost?
Cows it's going up these days. It's not cheap. Cows are not cheap.
These Wagyu cows? What kind of Angus?
Oh, Wagyu.
10 cows per woman. Crazy. Okay. Carry the one. Okay.
Carry the one. Okay. All right. 19 might be a little excessive.
19 is a bit much, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
That's a lot. But I'll say that because we've been spending a lot of time in Africa, and I gotta say, I've been getting educated on this whole topic just from a cultural standpoint, from a best practice standpoint, and it is a real I do want to have a serious conversation about this because growing up in America, I never really put too much thought into how this thing works, and I never really thought about it. You know, as far as like I'm just saying, just thought about it in general, right? Because you don't see it. It's not even, it's like shunned upon. But then when you start to travel, like I said, Africa, it's not a myth. It's part of African culture. We've seen it. We've seen it firsthand. Not to say that every African practices polygamy. I'm not saying that, but it's 100% part of African culture, 100%, because we've seen it. And I have a new perspective on it because I've heard so much information that was relayed to me from women.
Okay,
because it's, you know, the men obviously they, you know, I don't know, like men have their perspective, but I thought it was interesting to hear women that might have already been through that situation, are considering that situation, were raised in that environment, and when
that's the key.
When they explained it to me, that's when I'm like, oh, I get it, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning because
you're mastering this investment. Got you.
Investigative journalism.
That's key.
But it's like best practices, for instance, right? Like one of the things that's been a common theme from different people that's been raised in that culture is like you got to travel because when you travel, you get to learn different things. That's important. They was like the best practice of polygamy, and this has like been a common theme, is that the women is the one that actually recruits the other wife.
That's the way it should go.
That's not something that you would think about. You would think, oh, it's the man. He's running around doing this, like he's, you know, treating women like
the woman go and select and vet and
100%, 100%. That goes against everything. That goes.
GM that shit. Go look at the little game tape. Go on IG. You go take the trip first, and y'all go connect in fucking Waikiki or San Tropez real quick. Go down to Johannesburg. Okay, off season talk.
That goes against everything that we would think about in Western society. You like it was saying like the women would invite another woman, like, yo, look, I want you to be a part. Like, I want you to, you know, They come, they vet the situation for themselves. They see, they might travel with the couple, see how they interact, see how they do different things. Another thing is that everybody got to be created. Everybody has to be treated equally. To make this work most efficiently, you live in separate places. Not like you don't live in one house most of the time. Like you have different houses. From a mental health standpoint, somebody told me something that was enlightening. They like, look, I don't want to be with somebody every day. I need a break.
For sure. Balance. Listen, having time to yourself in a relationship is key. So I agree.
100%.
1000%.
And somebody else told me something that was pretty insightful. They said, look, I'm not going to be able to give a man every single thing that he wants. So why would I try to make myself crazy? Because I'm not a superwoman. Why would I try to make myself crazy? And it's going to be bad for my mental health. And then he's not going to be happy. He's going to end up cheating anyway. So why not just? And so it was like, I'm like, damn, this makes sense. Damn, this makes sense. Damn, this makes sense. Like, it's just making sense. It's making sense on so many different levels. Now, not easy, not for the faint of pocket, because you do have to pay for each, you know, wife.
That's what the soccer player thought he was getting.
Which one? Which soccer player?
Listen, you better pay that girl that money. Ooh, that's the other part. You always got to pay the vig one way or another.
Pay the vig.
You got to pay the vig. Pay the vig. Okay. So for me, I know it's 2 tech, 2 index. What's the perfect number though in this situation? 19 just even a bit much, yo.
19, that's too much. But like I said, but he's a billionaire, so I guess his reality is a little different. I would say 3. 2 to 3 would be. I would say 3 would be enough.
2 too close to 1. 1 too close to none.
100%. 100%. You walk in very thin lines, but thin margins.
For sure.
So if you're going to do 2, you might as well do 3. If you're going to do it, you might as well do it.
Yeah.
And then another thing is that we have normalized cheating in America. So it's like, is it better
to
cheat for the most part, it's not demonized. Put it like this: like if you see somebody that's cheat, it's not looked at as like it's not looked at as bad as polygamy. Let's just say that.
Okay.
Right? Like we've known politicians. Yeah, the president of the United States that cheated and stayed in office.
Him a lot. Cost him a lot.
Stayed in office. It stayed in office though.
That's because he was good for the. He had to, money was flowing in every area.
Yeah, like right, like he stayed in office through all of that.
Mm-hmm.
It did hurt his political standing,
for sure.
But it didn't kill him. Kept his job.
It aged him though. Whew. Talk about a setup. But that's another conversation for another day. Okay. But what's that quote that you always use online? Like most people are in polygamous relationships, they just don't know it.
100%. 100%. Or they do know it and just turn a blind eye.
Yeah, for sure. So
you don't have too much thoughts about this, huh?
Not publicly. When that phone rang, one that triangle, you know what I mean? Who's calling my phone?
I would just say
diversification is key, though. And if you can find a person who loves you enough to bring other love to you, oh, what a blessing that is.
Big love. That's what we call big love.
And there's some women who are more than willing, who are educated and beautiful and accomplished, who are like, hey, they were taught this is the way, or they just care about you so much. I'd rather pick what you choose to do. Okay, cool. I feel you. Thank you.
Well, one thing I can say is that as Westerners, we are very arrogant. And I'm not to say that one way of life is good for a person. Everybody can do whatever they want to do. But I think that we are just very judgmental and to say like the way that we do things is the only way. And that goes back to colonization, really. That goes back to the European mindset of like when they came, they didn't have patience with any native. Any native tradition was savage to them. And that's what he said. Like, why would we listen to the colonizers? Because that's really, I mean, no matter how you put it, polygamy is the African way. That's where it started from. That's where we come from. So we have very little patience with anything that doesn't fit our Western standards, but the Western standards really come from Europeans. That's what all of our Western standards come from Europeans. They don't come from traditions on native lands, even on this native land. Like the natives in America were the traditions. The American traditions today are not American, are not the native traditions. Nothing about it at all.
I agree. And it's a way to make sure that certain entitlements and debts don't fall on the states. So that's a part of the reason why that's pushed as well. And it's a resource drain on the economy if the government has to take care of people that are not taken care of in a relationship. So there's a financial reason for that as well. So,
and we live in a society where most of unfortunately, women are not married. So like even in Senegal, I was asking them, I'm like, all right, well, polygamy is heavily practiced here. I'm like, people see, another thing is that they don't really date for long periods of time. You meet somebody, within a couple of months, you get married.
Oh, what? How many months? Like 8?
Sometimes shorter than that. Sometimes shorter than that. But so I'm like, okay, well, what's the divorce rate? She's like, oh no, it's getting high. Like it's a high divorce rate, kind of like it's comparable to like probably what America is, or maybe a little bit less. So I'm like, all right, people are getting divorced.
Yeah.
So I'm like, are they a lot? So there must be a lot of single mothers. She's like, nah, people remarry quickly. I mean, that's good from a family standpoint. They're not a lot of single. Like, think about it. Our system is not working. We're producing single parent households at alarming rates from an economic standpoint and from an emotional support standpoint. That's not helpful. So from an economic standpoint, it's better to be in a marriage unit. No matter what type of marriage unit it is, better. Like we have produced a lot of broken family model in America. That's not normal. Like our model of family is not normal in other parts of the world. Like this idea of like the baby mama that's not something that is normalized in most
in
parts
any
of
other
the
parts of the world. Yeah, that's different. Also, too, America likes to monetize everything. So there's a lot of money in making people get divorced as well. For consumerism standpoint, like when you're actually happy in a relationship, people actually tend to spend less on the exit of the breakup, just in lawyer fees. Just go Google what divorce lawyers in each state makes and how much money that brings in terms of tax revenue. So there's a bunch of financial considerations on both sides, which is very interesting to say the least. So, yeah.
And like I said, I'm not saying that I'm for it. I'm not saying that I'm against it.
Pick a side, yo. Wake it up. Now we're gonna crash out today. Pick a side. You pro it or against it?
I'm pro. I'm 100% pro for it, but not for every single person. I'm not saying like this is the like
smart.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you have to be polygamous. I'm not saying that. If you want to be with one person, 100%, there's nothing wrong with that at all. But I'm just saying, I'm just educated. I just got educated on a variety of different things that I was not aware of, where I'm like, okay, I understand this. I have a better understanding of it now. And I won't judge somebody that's in that situation, because it makes sense to me. I'm gonna be honest. It does make sense.
Gotcha. Have you ever met one person that makes you just want to be with them only? I'll answer it too, so you're not falling on the hill by yourself.
No, 100%, 100%. But then there's other reasons to get married too. So sometimes, like even like when it was originally done, it was like, let's say somebody might become a widow. Now it's like you might marry, somebody that you might marry their wife, because you're taking on the responsibility of raising.
Yeah, back in the day, you'll go get with a family member or close friend. Back in
brother.
Yeah, yep.
That, by the way, that still happens to today. Now that I think it's a little too far. Like, because I'm like, so how does this? I'm really doing investigative journalism. They're like, nah, sometimes even in like rural areas, like even to this day, like somebody's brother, they're not doing it. But I'm like, yeah, but at some point, if that's your wife, they're like, yeah, but that happens, but it's more so done from a financial protection standpoint of like, oh, I'm going to step in and I'm going to be the man of the house. I'm going to take care of the responsibilities. So, man, it's interesting, man. It's just a lot. It's a lot to learn from different parts of the world.
Absolutely. And once again, if they can gather the resources and assets for you, and it's their idea, oh my God, shout out to y'all who, figured out how to get a portfolio manager inside the house, family office.
Family office. The real family.
For real.
The real family office.
Talk about a Dubai giveaway. What?
Okay. Switching gears. As a black man, what makes you happy? Let's play this clip from Kirk Franklin.
On a light side, y'all tell me at the table, what makes you happy? What makes you have the most joy?
That question, man, is to a black man, Kurt. He has to pause. Notice everybody's body language.
Why is that?
Because we often are not the receptors of happiness and joy. We're often looking to provide it for someone else. And we don't really know what that is, because a lot of times we don't get the opportunity to just be. So for me at 43, I've learned that my happiness is just me being able to just be, where I'm not providing, where I'm not performing, I'm not talking, I'm not being someone giving a clinical analysis to their crisis. It's where I can just be, where I'm just settled into me.
Okay, as a black man, what makes you happy? What makes you happy, Ian?
Being able to say no to the shit I don't want to do. Spending time, family and friends, son, going to my happy place. Mexico, and create like even doing the show. We talked about it as therapy, but it's a creative outlet. Stock Club, Market Mondays, Sniper, all the things that we get to create, that makes me happy. To me, like even the market, as a fan of video games as a kid, like the market became my video game as I became an adult. So creating, spending time with my son, being in my happy place, creating all the things that brings me black boy joy. What about you?
I don't have any hobbies. I got asked that question actually last week. What was my hobby? I don't have any hobbies, but I like to
You don't think
travel.
creating is your hobby?
That's a lifestyle.
It's turned into work, but you always have been a creator, and I've told you probably like I'll just the way you even just study social media. You can't do it like that if you don't naturally love it.
100%, and yeah, for sure. See, I look at a hobby as something that you just do for fun. Like, okay, I'm gonna go bowling every Thursday.
Got you.
For the hell of it, or I'm gonna paint. Or I'm a do something like I play on a band on the weekends. That's why I look at a hobby. Like I know I do like creating, but I look at creating as my life. I'm a creator.
Got you.
So I look at that as like my life, passion, my job, business. That's all wrapped in one. As far as hobby, I don't have a hobby that I think I do for fun. I like traveling though.
Yeah, traveling is
I really enjoy traveling because I like to just see the world, get out, see different people, try different foods, learn. You always learn a lot when you're traveling. To me, that's the best part of it, as far as like having conversations, meeting people, getting educated locally. What's the difference? It's just like, what I mean? Like that's something that I know.
It's eye-opening.
But as far as like Black men on the mental health aspect, there's a lot of talk about Black men recently. Like, did you see the other clip on the Native Land podcast where they was like Bakari Sellers when he was saying that it's hard for a Black man right now because Black women have been pushed to the forefront, and like a Black man, like light has been dimmered a little bit. Paraphrasing.
It's partially true, and there's government.
No, it's 100%. But me personally, I just feel like the more you buy into that, the more you become a victim of that.
I see both sides of the argument, and there's two sides to that coin. The other part is the one that you guys have ushered in, you and Shaka, is in terms of placement. You may not be in the right place to be elevated. I truly believe, if you believe in like ley lines and astrocartography, every person has a place that is special to them. I've been lucky to find my two. But culturally, I think there's a place where in another continent or nation where you can thrive, and you have to not be afraid to go there. The other part of it is you may have to find ways to reinvent yourself so that you are able to be pushed to the forefront. A lot of us occupy too many of the same industries to even, there's so many of us in that red ocean that no one even goes to the blue ocean or the other lands outside of the Korea, Iceland ice wall that is there. And I get it. By design, the government has constricted us so that the unity isn't there, but you have to find ways to swim to other avenues that are going to provide you that joy and put you at the forefront. And you're going to have to want the workload that comes with that.
No, 100%. And for me personally, I look at it like I never really thought too much about, am I gonna have a voice? Am I overshadowed by a Black woman? I never really thought too much about, where do I find my joy in life? Because I was always hustling. When you busy hustling, I always say like you only check the weather when you broke or when you're traveling. Because there's no need to.
It doesn't matter.
If you hustling, it don't matter what the weather is. If it's raining, whoop-de-doo. If it's snowing, if it's a hailstorm, we're gonna have to get up and we're gonna have to do the same thing that we do every day because that's what has to be done. It doesn't matter. So I feel like all this, like I'm all for mental health, 100%. But I just feel like sometimes get to work. Because I promise you, once you're successful, once you get like when Kanye said, la, 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 wait till I get my money, right? The key is the next line. Then you can't tell me nothing, right? Like, I'm telling you, this may seem shallow, But once you get your money right, it don't even matter on a certain level because you can pick and choose who you want in your life. So if somebody is not elevating your voice, well, you get somebody that is elevating your voice. You don't got to deal with the bullshit.
Or find ways to elevate it. Yep.
You got to deal with the bullshit on a certain level when your money's not right. And that's why the financial freedom is like the most important thing.
Yo. Fuck all them views and the look and no.
100%.
What looks good is the equity and the money in the account and the investment. The rest of that 100%. Shit is bullshit, yo.
That baby boy shit, that's because his money was fucked up. When Melvin and banging his mom,
some breakfast.
Borrow the car. That's because his money was fucked up, bro. Right?
And great quote from Tony Robbins. Humans are happiest when they are on the path of achievement. Just work at whatever the thing that you want to be great at is. There's joy. That's why, like, when certain times women be like, well, I would never talk to a person that plays video games. Like, well, outside of people who are making money in video games, if that's an outlet, so be it. Like, but men, you have to be comfortable enough to not give a fuck what anybody thinks about your personal hobbies and desires, but also, so you got to have some time for play. Like, one of my favorite hobbies now, like, I love the Xanders and AAU. It's just hooping with Xander. It's fun seeing him be creative on the court and trying to figure out how to get his little Euro step off and pump fake, reverse pivot. Find joy in what you like and don't care what anybody else thinks, because some of the greatest creatives and some of the wealthiest people right now found ways to monetize and build a life off of what they love doing. But the joy 100%. I think 10% of depression is not knowing what life path you need to travel down.
No, 100%. And yeah, you bring up a good point, because it's like, yeah, for me personally, I don't look at it like that. Create your own happiness by the work and the ecosystem that you created for yourself. Like this whole thing of like black men don't have a voice because black, or whatever the argument is. I can understand it, but I don't agree with it, because I feel like get to work, do more work. If you feel like your voice is not being amplified, well, you got to work harder, because our voices is being amplified.
Or so you have to talk about something that is worth being heard.
Or you waiting for somebody to amplify your voice for you.
And that's not even what you think that would be.
That's the problem. You incorporating, you waiting on like now, okay, now. Nah, man, like you got to get out. Come on, man. You got to hustle, man. Like it's 2025. You got to hustle. You got to find a way to do it. Like you can't just be sitting around like, oh no, well, I don't feel like a man because I'm not being treated like a man. If you got those type of issues, that's because you're not in a position of power. Because I never heard nobody in a position of power say that they don't feel like a man.
No. Or if that doesn't work, you can do what Mario does and just practice witchcraft. Can we play this clip?
Okay.
Wow.
There you have it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
What are your thoughts? Hey, I'll say this though. There are two paths in life that you can walk in, and I won't cast any aspersions, but you have to know the people who are practicing things against you to try and stop you from being great. Like I was dating this girl one time, right? So she's like, "Oh, why don't you come over and make you dinner?" Cool. Walk in, big ass shrine, right? I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" She's like, "Oh, that's Mother Mary." No, that's not. That's big ass Santa Muerte shrine, right? You have to know even when people say, "Oh, I'm praying for you."
How you know it wasn't her the depiction of Mother Mary?
She can depict herself going to hell with that shrine. That shrine was 22 feet tall. You don't love Mother Mary like that. You don't even know the full fucking no prayer. I went to Catholic school. You don't know you don't know Stations of the Cross. You don't know Our Father who art in heaven. Say it with me. Hallowed be our name. Stuck. Big ass shrine. Looking like two Shreks on top of each other. Never talked to her again. Even Doja got caught up. Hey, Angie, brilliant job. Do you want to clear up any thoughts about you potentially being a devil worshiper? Well, I don't know. I go through so much. Bitch, you dropped the ball. Respectfully. But it's a lot of people in the world, though, who elect to use other arts for their benefit. My key lesson for you tonight is you have to know who are trying to use their sorcery for or against you. Because it's a lot of, especially entertainment. Oh my God. It's a lot of them who may try you. I'm not casting any aspersions against Mario, but just as a whole in business, you have to know those who may not feel well for you and who may try and build them little shrines in their house and sacrifice them pigs to bring your life down. Be careful. Be careful that they're gonna put fucking, especially around Thanksgiving time. Oh, they're gonna put a little feast at the little altar. Be careful though. And for all y'all planning them little dark arts, it always works well in your favor for a little bit. Then they go, whoo, goes awry. Stay prayed up in a positive way. Even people like y'all, I'm praying for you. What you pray and who you pray to? My favorite question. Who you pray to? Oh, I'm just a force of light. No, you're not. No, you're not. Oh, I prayed over this water bottle. I remember last year, I prayed over this water bottle for you. Stephanie's like, you better drink that shit. I'm not. Don't worry.
This brings up, going back to Africa, because we was another education that we received is on voodoo.
Yep.
We were educated on voodoo. Even if you watch the movie Sinners, voodoo, which is derivative of voodoo. And voodoo has gotten a bad rap
for sure
from Hollywood
through Western media.
Right. So we went to one of the birthplaces of it in Benin, and we actually went to a voodoo ceremony. Well, not ceremony, a parade, and alternative religious belief. Let's just say that. I don't think they will have what they said. They're not worshiping the devil. They're not worshiping demons. But it's a different religious practice than let's say Abrahamic religions. There's Abrahamic religions. There's 3 Abrahamic religions, which is Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. The reason why they're called Abrahamic religions is that they all root back to Abraham. That's why they call Abraham the father.
Yes,
because he in those religions, Abraham is the first. Adam is the first, but as far as that the religion, they all tie back to Abraham. That's why they call Abrahamic religions. For quick history lesson for anybody that's interested. Okay, but there are religions outside of the Abrahamic religions. There's Buddhist. There's Sikh, which is in India. There's Hindu, which is in India also.
Yep.
There's traditional African religions before, right now everybody in Africa, you either Christian or you Muslim. But before that, they had their own religions, right?
Yes.
Which still some practice here and there. It's not as strong as the Christianity or Islam in Africa. So, okay. Because there's going to be people that say, okay, well, if I'm not a Christian, but that doesn't mean that I'm calling on demons.
I never said that.
No, I'm just giving you an opportunity. I'm just pointing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that. And I clearly said Santa Marta, Santa Maria. I left it. I gave a specific and particular example. I'm trying to do that.
No, I'm saying because that's
not to you. I know what's gonna come up. Hey, VSG, and to my team too. Don't get the clip in this part. You can leave these clips out. LA Clippers, you know what I mean? So, but no, I agree. And if we're gonna have an honest conversation, it's a lot that Abrahamic religions have taken and licensed from those religions and have made saints out of them. If we're gonna talk about idolization, even in Christianity, there's a lot of idolization of saints, preachers, and priests, which is anti the message of serving God. I'll save it for Philip.
Catholic Church. No, I'm not.
I'm not pay grade.
No, I'm just saying, but that there are some level of similarities as far as I sculptures that you would pray to as opposed to praying to a being.
Yeah. Yeah. Even in Mexico, you got the narco saints.
But if you see a chicken being sacrificed, then you're done. That's a red flag. You're out the window.
You know the episode with that with the statue the architect did? That fucking statue shit about big as that. Floor to ceiling. I said, what the fuck is it? Oh, that's Mother Mary. No, it's not. No, it ain't. Gotta go. I don't want no chicken. I'm good. I'll sing it. Whew. Gotta be careful. Also, too, mistake. You shouldn't be going to nobody's house anyway. But that's a whole nother conversation for another day. Not on the casual.
You shouldn't go to somebody's house.
Not on the casual vibe. Too much.
Only somebody that you're seriously with.
I think so. I've known too many people who've gotten into serious situations, and I've known people who have friends with people who have lost their life doing that because they're a jealous ex or baby daddy who pops up.
100%, but it's just as dangerous to bring somebody to your house too.
Could be. Well, you know, my yacht party move. Hey, put the phone in the little thing.
Because now they know where you live.
That's true. Never know where they rest. Yep, that's true. Good point.
Got to be careful.
It's tricky, man. How many cows per woman? 20 per. These Chick-fil-A cows?
10 cows.
10 cows. 10 cows, not bad. Not bad.
I think the cows go for $4,000 these days. On the high end.
Okay. Amazon 2-day delivery or what?
10 cows or 100 horsepower.
Hey.
The choice is yours. Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, let's get this out the way. Friend of the show, Invest Vessel alumni.
Salute to Stephen A. Yeah, he's definitely a friend of the show. But he's been on one recently. He called out. Well, okay. This starts last year when he calls out Serena Williams for crip walking at Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance, and he was saying that if he was married, he wouldn't want his wife dissing her ex on the Super Bowl, paraphrasing.
Yeah.
So her husband, who's a billionaire, was on First Take and confronted him virtually because he wasn't there in person. But
I know he had a speaking engagement, but that's rather convenient.
And he kind of like, wiggled it off. And then he came back on his show later and pretty much was like, nah, I got no problem with bro. Like, really real cordial about it. So Stack 5, shout out to Stack. He was like, yo, you got all this aggression
for black men,
for a black billionaire, LeBron, for Kyrie, for Jasmine Crockett. We'll talk about that. You got a lot of aggression, but when a white billionaire checked you, you had none of that aggression at all, and you actually backpedaled on this whole situation. So where's the same energy? So then he came back and he doubled down on the Jasmine Crockett thing, and he was just saying, look, I think that she's smart, she's brilliant, but she needs to be more civil in her delivery when talking to President Trump, because that's not going to get things done if you're going to argue with him. And she needs to talk better as far as her vernacular, because she uses too much slang. Now, this was a bad moment for Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, it was an asinine, idiotic ass statement.
That was a bad moment because, one, you can't be civil with somebody that has no civility. Donald Trump has been proven that he's not a civil person.
Yep.
All forms of political decor, he's the anti that.
It's out the
he's
window.
thrown all of that out the window. So why would you ask somebody to be civil and you think that he's really going to have a civil conversation? He's ushering in Project 2025 at a rapid pace. He's not interested in having a conversation at any level. But B, why does she have to be civil when he doesn't? And then another part of that is just like, if we learned anything from Elon Musk and this whole MAGA thing, is that politically correctness is done. That's why I said I don't believe in code switch. You only code switch when you don't have power. Why are we asking her to talk proper and be, when literally Donald Trump is cursing on camera.
Mm-hmm.
He's tweeting in incomplete grammar sentences and 2:00 in the morning, just saying things that don't even completely make sense. Elon Musk is even worse. But you're asking her, you're telling her that goes back to that Negro, like inferiority complex. Like, you got to be a perfect person to talk to a white person, and like, don't embarrass us and be on your best behavior, even if the white person is cursing at you.
Yeah. And the other part that no one wants to say is that he has political aspiration, and you can see him laying the groundwork to be favorable amongst them. And in a time where the Democrats need a superstar and someone to push back, why are you attacking? Well, maybe you're placed there because one common strategy is to get one of your own to do the dirty work, so it doesn't look like it's coming from another force. I like Stephen A, but you had so much vitriol for Kyrie over something that was true. And because you and his dad had words back and forth, which you were wrong about, you damn near tried to derail Kyrie's career. A lot to say about Bron. Why? But then Alex comes up there and conveniently you have a speaking engagement. Like, we can be honest, guests aren't booked last minute. I appreciate that you backed down from it. You stated that you were wrong. But you stated that you were wrong was not as done as loudly as you did that for Kyrie. That apology wasn't as loud. I know y'all are better now, but you tried to railroad him. And to come at a black woman over something to be what, Trump's lapdog? Trump don't fuck with nobody.
Exactly.
Like, all y'all trying to get that off. We've seen it. I know people who were like vying to be close to him and it didn't work. Now you're on the outside getting rained on, talking about he's cold, he's sick. No, it's over with. Build your own power. But to sell out, especially for clicks, I think it's nasty work. It's nasty work. And it doesn't have to be done, honestly. And he didn't even check you that hard. Like, if Dana White would have came up there, it would have been worse than that. Also, too, if you shouldn't, even if you agree with the take, you shouldn't be speaking on nobody's wife either. Some people put hands on you over that. Leave that shit alone. Leave that shit alone.
No, 100%. I think the thing with him also is that, man, this was some ignorant shit, Stephen A. I love you, but this was some ignorant shit because, man, it's just so many different levels of this. I know the play. You know, I wanted to do.
Let's talk about
show. I wanted to do a political show before Blackout. I wanted to do a political show because I know what he's doing. I know exactly what he's doing.
Can we just be honest? What he's trying to line up? And there's so much money on that side, but it's like you're going to sell yourself out to not really get anything. Like, even like Mark Lamahale talked about this. He was like, yo, if I went over to that side, I can probably make 7x the amount of money that I do now. Just being an advocate for them. Is it worth it though?
And that's why he didn't target Serena Williams' husband, because he's a billionaire. He's in power. There's different levels of billionaire. Not to say that Bron is not in a position of power, but there's different levels as far as where you're on your journey, as far as who you need to go, the relationship that they have, the room that you need to get into. Stephen A. he's moving very strategically right now. And he understands that's why he's saying only positive things about Trump. That's why
he don't want his water cut off later.
Publicly criticizing black people. That's why he didn't really have smoke for Serena Williams' husband. He sees the doors and he sees him as an opportunity to. I know the game that he's playing. I know the game he's playing.
It's called sellout. And some of those views he may actually believe, but the truth is, if the tech bros have to get along with the administration, he don't want to upset Alex because it's a whole bunch of people that can ruin your career. People can say whatever they want to. Jack getting into it with Drake getting into it with Jack and Alex, it helped fuck that boy career up. There was a lot of calls made. I'm like, how the fuck you get into it with Jack? Jack got a
Jack
bear on him.
Jack Dorsey.
I got that. I said, wait, what? I said, oh, okay. Interesting. And then they get to making them bro calls. Gotta be careful. Stephen A., I see what you're doing. It's not going to work. It's not going to work.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
And the route to independence too. You may not like what they're doing, but like if you want to be on that side, Tucker is showing you what you can do to get a bigger bag. Be great at the journalism part. You can go play on that side and not be a side. Come on.
He's playing a dangerous game because you know what? He's walking a very thin line because he's leveraging his celebrity and his stardom and his relevancy in Black culture, which he's still relevant, still star. But if he loses that,
it's over with.
It's over with. So he's I know what he's doing, but he got to be real careful because if he keeps going and he really gets put in this Jason Whitlock bag, it's over.
It's over with. Bro.
It's over.
It's not worth it.
Because he's leveraging Black culture to elevate himself in white rooms. I get it. I get it. Trust me, I get it. I understand what you're doing. It's actually pretty brilliant, but it's dangerous and it's harmful. And the more and more you keep doing this, your credibility in the Black community keeps going down and down and down and down. You saying like you don't care, it don't matter. All right, well, eventually it's going to matter.
It does matter, yo.
Because your weight comes fast. Your whole credibility comes from that. So once that's gone, there's not going to be a space for you in a white room because they only make a space for you because of the credibility that you've built and you have a voice in the audience from Black people.
And if your bag not heavy enough, I know you got a lucrative contract there, but if Alex make that call to or email or Slack message to all the little VCs and you can't get into them angel rounds and shit, where are you going to get the next sort? And if that algorithm continues to change to like it's dirty games that can be played and people who have had more money fell off quicker. Like the kid that make Ryan tour reviews. The kid was making $20 million a year doing fucking tour and the algorithm changed and then the parents Macaulay Culkin all over again. Shambles. Things can turn incredibly quickly, and especially if you don't have your base, Khaled, it's over with. It's over with. You're not that well vested to go to war with somebody like that. And it's not just him. It's all the people that he has relationships with, including the banks that helped his company go public. That's why I threw out, I give advice on how to turn the companies into billions because I've done it. That's from angel to series A, B, C, go public. Them a lot of fucking wars you got to fight if you want to go at him over because you got to take. And that's why I tell y'all, this is blackout, not crash out. I get what he's doing. That night of the election, I had a friend who called me, hey, election over with. Man, you can come up here to the I'm not going nowhere near that. I'm good. For what? No, I'm good. I put the shit right in Stock Club. Hey, election over with. 7:00. It's over with. Cool. The real numbers in. Came in early. CompuBox numbers in. Fight's over with. No. Stay your ground. And if you want this kind of freedom to be able to say no to lifetime opportunities for other people, go to univest.com. Tell you where to get in, where to get out, how to not be a sellout, all the stocks you should invest in so you can be financially free on your own. I keep telling y'all, a lot of people that y'all see that are lit and have good looks, they're in handcuffs. They're in handcuffs. I never see Dick Wolf beefing with nobody online. Why? Them residuals crazy from Law and Order, SVU, Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, every other show that's on, every crime show.
Freedom. I always say this, there's a big difference between assimilation and integration. A lot of times what people think is integration is actually assimilation. Difference being is that if it's something that's fully integrated, my culture, my beliefs, my vernacular is fully accepted. Assimilation means that I'm coming into your room and I have to change the way I talk. I have to change the way that I dress just to be a part of it. We really have to understand the difference. What he's referring to and what we've been fighting for collectively as a unit for a long time, mistakenly, is assimilation, not integration. And they're never going to have full integration. They're never going to accept immigration. Integration. They're never going to accept integration. They will only loosely allow assimilation. Me, I'm not interested in assimilation. So if we can't have integration, the best thing to do is just have your own thing, so you don't have to compromise and you don't have to worry about every little thing that you do and be nuanced and be nitpicked. And that goes back to even like the HBCUs. You know, a lot of people, they have criticism of HBCUs because they say like it's not a reflection of the real world. Well, what does that even mean? It's the world that you make it. Because it's like, even for us, I mean, on our day-to-day, we've curated a circle of people that are similar to us. We have a business structure that 90% is all young Black men. We don't have to change anything about the situation now. Do with other people, other races, of course, but that's not in a situation of like we're in an environment that's completely different from who we are, and we have to learn to assimilate
or act to
somebody else's liking. That's
at a time when they thought that model would be a weakness.
Yeah, that's dangerous to tell and to encourage and to say, okay, I got to make sure my kids don't go to HBCU because they got to be around white people. They got to know. You're going to learn how to deal with a person. Like, because a white person don't have to do the same thing for deal with Black. You never hear a white person say, I got to make sure my kid is around enough Black people so they can. No, that's why they don't know how to deal with Black people most of the time, because they haven't been around Black people. But it's not a concern for them because 9 times out of 10 they're in a position of power. So they're not worried about the proper thing to say and what's not appropriate and how do I fully address, how do I fully understand. And now DEI, all that shit's getting taken away anyway. They definitely don't give a fuck about making you feel comfortable in their space. So why are we so eager to assimilate in a system that has no interest in us integrating?
Yeah, it's fear. That's fascinating though. And I mean, you can argue Howard, Hampton, Spelman, Morehouse, Clark. Some of those academic institutions I would put up against majority of PWIs. Like just the friends that I had that went to Clark, Spelman, Morehouse, fuck, they are kicking ass right now. Like hand over Jamila, Jennifer, like what? Trayvon, it's a bunch of people who like, and just people I knew through other people. I said, I'm like, damn, you run 42 hospitals in the North. It depends.
It's overrated. The idea of that you have to learn to work with other people that are not like you is only pushed to white people, only pushed to Black people. It's not pushed to anybody else, because Chinese people will go to school in China and then they'll come over and then they'll just, if you're exceptional, you're going to be able, there's Indians, whatever. Like the number one priority is not to say, okay, I got to make sure that I get out of the group that I have the most commonality with as soon as possible if I want to be successful. That's what we really teach. That's what we're really pushing upon our kids. Like, make sure you get out of the group. Make sure that you get out of the group that you have the most commonality with as soon as possible and stay as far away from them as possible, because that's your pathway of being successful. You don't see anybody else doing that. Like I said, I know Indians that work on Wall Street. They're working with other people, but their social group is all Indians.
Yep.
They going on weekends. They all in their wedding is 90% Indians. They're staying within their commonality.
Their family structure and commonality. Yep.
With no apology.
Yep.
You go to anywhere in the world, there's a Chinatown. They're not to say that they're not working with other people. They're staying within their commonality.
Their culture and their norms, for sure. Yep. And that desire to get away from each other, it hurts in business. Even in media and podcasting, I can think of probably 25 people who I talk to that are struggling, who wouldn't listen and won't share information. And I'm like, well, if more of us shared information, especially when we got some shit that's working, they're like, no, I'm gonna do it this way. I'm like, why? you how are you getting robbed on the start of the show? You haven't even shot the episodes yet. You signing your rights away? What? No equity, no royalty on secondary show. How the fuck is that possible? No, just the industry norm. No, it's not. It's an industry norm in a subsection of this space. Need more collaboration, more norms. Now you know what the real business structures are. Now you get paid more, but don't want to listen though. Being in silos. But what do I know?
Okay.
On a lighter note, what do you think about LeBron comments on not wanting to be alone? And personally, when is the right time to fight for a relationship?
Let's play the clip.
No, I don't want to be alone. That's for damn sure. If I got to fight, crawl, scratch, fight, whatever to keep mine, I got to keep it. I got to do what I got to do. I don't want to be alone. I'm an only child, single parent household. I knew for sure. When I met my homies for the first time when I was 7, 8 years old, we started playing sports, and I got around them and we started traveling, playing sports. I was like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And then when I got with Vanna, and I was like, oh, this shit is crazy. Oh, this is amazing. I love this shit. I'm like, nah, fuck that. Next time I'm alone, I'm be up underneath, champ.
Oh, I love that, but I feel like a lot of people don't value relationship in that way.
It shouldn't be in one. They don't value it like that, I feel like. Because I feel like it's very powerful.
A relationship is powerful.
Yes. It's two energies, you feel me?
Yeah. It's hard as man, but
it's hard as
okay.
Bronny out here talking that talk. Ooh, roll LeBron, not Bronny. But
Shout out to Bron. And then also he said after that he was talking about when somebody don't want you, it's time to walk away.
Big facts. How do you know when someone doesn't want you? Business and personal.
You kind of know, I think, intuition, feeling, effort.
Effort's a big one.
You know, yeah, you kind of know. I think it's a gut feeling that you have. It's a gut feeling.
Yeah.
But as far as like not wanting to be alone, yeah, I think it's a human characteristic that to want to be around other people on a certain level. Some people are more social than others. Some people need people up more than others. Everybody needs some level of human interactions. That could be your family. That could be coworkers. That could be friends. That could be your kid, your mom, your dad, whatever. Like, yes. There's some level of human interaction that we all need on a certain level. Some need more than others. I thought it was interesting for him to say as an only child, that pushed him to not want to be alone, because I guess he was already alone growing up. So he always wanted to be around people because he didn't have a sibling. That's interesting.
Yeah, you can even see it in this game. I think that his desire to make others better come from him not having quote unquote family in the house. Like in certain plays, he shouldn't have passed to Ilgauskas. Ilgauskas that should have been set to the screen, like and how he's built business structure and that consortium that they have. I think it has affected him greatly. But yeah, I thought that was a very interesting assessment based on him being in a single mother home, not wanting to be alone as an adult.
No, 100%. But yeah, I agree. I don't think nobody wants to be alone.
Yeah,
that's why if you got 3 wives, you got a better percentage. Gives a percentage game we playing.
30 cows. But you said 10,000 a cow. That's not bad. That's not bad. You buy them a bulk, you might get a little discount.
Let me ask ChatGPT.
That's cheaper than a G-Wagon that they be wanting. You know what I mean? Whew. What you guys put in chat, do you want to be alone, or do you prefer the companionship and love of someone? I think deep down everyone really wants love and a great person to be around. But you have to know when they don't want you anymore, for sure.
Okay, so in America, a heifer typically runs around 2,500 to 3,000.
Oh wow.
More generally, a cow in the U.S. can cost anywhere from 900 to 5,000, depending on breed, weight, milk production, etc. So around $2,000 to $5,000. In Africa, in East Africa, surrounding areas, $1,000 is more the norm.
Oh wow, what? Hey, can I be like around the corner from y'all in Ghana? Hey neighbor. Who's calling my phone? 1,000 per Wagyu? Oh, okay.
Wagyu.
I got
the Wagyu.
Line them up. Line them up. 1,000 per? Gotcha. Mufa moo, milk it. Gotcha. For real. Who put this clip? Hard work does not create wealth, it creates more hard work. Because I want to get your thoughts on this.
Let's do it.
What the fuck are we doing on this earth, man? Every day, most of us wake up and go to a job that we really don't fucking like, but we can't really quit because we got to get the money to pay the bills that they say it's important to pay. What the fuck is the point of this life, man? We go to grocery stores and buy food that God gave us for free. Why the fuck did we pay for lights? Well, that's just the way it is. Fuck you. I'm tired of all this that's just the way it is bullshit. This whole fucking system is garbage. America ain't nothing but a big ass fucking plantation, man. A big ass fucking plantation. What the fuck are we doing here? There are days I don't want to be on this earth. And I'm not saying I want to unalive myself and nothing like that. But I'm tired, man. It's like, what the fuck is the point of any of this? To work till we 60, 70 years old? Most of us ain't gonna fucking live to see 50. But we gotta work to maybe retire? Man, fuck you and all that bullshit, man. I don't give a fuck about who president, left, right, and all this dumbass shit. I'm tired of this whole fucking game, man. It's a big ass game. It's a big ass charade. America is a fucking plantation. I don't give a fuck what nobody got to say about it, man. This shit is exhausting. Like, I don't even want to look for another job. I'm gonna walk in there, they gonna ask me, why do you even want this job? Bitch, because I need some fucking money to pay the bills that they tell me is important to pay. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Okay.
It's fascinating. Because burnout culture is real for sure. But I think demonizing consistency or hard work, I think you do need balance. But I think there's a big faction that likes to and even like Hermosi, Gary V, us. But if you live in the States and even to the rat race, it's harder. I don't know anyone who is doing well, who is wealthy or rich, who is not consistent and doesn't work hard. For the people who always say, well, work smarter. All the smartest people on earth are working really fucking hard. Like Sam Altman just told you, hey, we're going to put out porn in the next GPT-5.
We got to talk about that. Gotta talk about that.
It's like every person that you deem to be intelligent, Alex just came from off First Take doing press after his company went public. He could have been in fucking Bora Bora on them little huts y'all like the Instagram, but everyone's working hard. So I think there definitely is a balance. But to say hard work doesn't create wealth, wealth is created through ownership and equity. But being great at managing the wealth or equity takes consistency.
I think there's different levels of hard work. I think when people say that, they're talking about working manual work, working from the neck down. Like, okay, if we say, okay, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to get 10 jobs and I'm going to do, all types of different, I'm going to work on the railroad line, building a railroad. I'm going to do this, like, hypothetically, and I'm in New York and I got a family and I'm not moving up the economic ladder the way that I would like to. Potentially you can if you save money and invest it properly, but I can understand that standpoint of like, just working. You have to work with intelligence. They go hand in hand. You can't be extremely hard worker and not working smartly and not working on the right things, that's not going to lead to a high level of economic success. But you also can't be just a very intelligent person and just stay in your bed all day and do nothing.
Yeah.
That's not going to lead to a high level of success either. I think you got to do both. You got to work. But I think the key is to never stop work. It's the work endurance. How you work smart. You don't. It doesn't look like it's hard work, but you don't stop working and never stops.
Consistent.
Like Trump. No matter how you feel about him, he's been hustling like a crackhead. Like, and that's the part that nobody sees. When he was in the Middle East, he just cut the deal with Qatar, and then he got Jared Kushner in Israel, and he's doing the deal with the Israelis. Then he's coming back, dropping the price of Bitcoin. He owns allegedly $800 million for Bitcoin. Then Barron, they positioning him to be he's going to run TikTok at 18. He got the TikTok deal. Then he's about to do the real estate project in Central America. Then he's talking about like he's doing the Argentina bully game, saying like, if you don't reelect this president, we're not going to help you anymore. Meanwhile, they got business. Like he's not, like, he's hustling like a crackhead. That's why he's up at 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock, because he's interwoven with business, making money, and politics, and he's running them both simultaneously. And he's making a lot of money for himself and his family while he's still running the country. And that takes a lot of entrepreneurial endurance. And like I said, no matter how you feel about him, his entrepreneurial endurance is something that needs to be commended, because he's hustling like it's no tomorrow.
And helping those around him who got him in office as well, to make sure once he get out, he stays free.
And like I said, I'm not saying that it's ethical. I'm not saying none. I'm not glorifying it, but I'm just saying a hustle is a hustle. He's hustling. He's doing everything that he possibly can right now, while simultaneously being the most powerful politician in the world.
Yep.
The work is crazy.
Yeah. And you have to find what's the balance for you. The balance for me, or what's balance for Rashad, may be different for you, but you have to know your sweet spot. Like for me, I just like to work in silence, by myself, focused, me and whatever LLM I got pulled up. You have to know for you what's your sweet spot and when to say no. Because I've experienced burnout. Rashad, I know you have as well. But like once you find your sweet spot for what's work, there's no way to get around the hard work and consistency part. It's about what you do with the money after you get it, though. But all this extra demonization of any like Hormozy or anyone who does well, it's like, but it doesn't happen in sports. Yeah, Michael Jordan got called an asshole when Last Dance came out, but he won. Brady won. Kobe won. Kyrie won. You can't replace those hours in. Like, even take the episode y'all did with Jeezy. The way the dentist works versus some other videographers I've seen, you can tell in how he shot that. It's work. Beautiful episode. Great interview. The way y'all prepped. Great interview. Steve Harvey interview. A lot of prep went into those questions to make that episode that great. It looked easy, but it's a lot of slaving, and you write down 60 questions to get 12 off. You have to work the process, and a lot of fulfillment and joy comes from. And I tell Xander all the time, like, don't worry about this shot, just worry about who you're becoming. And I love that I never even have to tell him to work on it. Just dribbling two hands, left hand, right hand. Just work on your craft, and a lot of joy will come from that.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
What's the trauma you haven't worked through yet as a black man? Oh, let's get deep. You said this blackouts therapy. What's the trauma you haven't overcome yet? And everyone in chat, put it as well. What's the trauma you're working on overcoming?
Trauma. What is trauma? What is that? What does that word mean?
Something that you have went through or experienced that still weighs heavy on your heart or bothers you if it happens again. If you don't have any, that's good.
No, I'm just trying to think because I feel like it's one of these things that you touch a stove and it burns your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that leads you to be extremely cautious on going next to hot objects for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Is that trauma?
It's a good
or
lesson.
Is that educate? Or is that an education?
Google says trauma is defined as a deeply distressing, overwhelming experience that can have a significant or lasting effect on the individual's mental, physical, social, or emotional well-being. So I think it may be the way that you frame it. It could be a lesson, but some things can be impactful to where they resonate or stick with someone for a long period of time, like child abuse or being bullied, etc.
I mean, for me personally, I've been disappointed a lot by people, so I'm a paranoid person, and I don't trust people generally.
That's a trauma response.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's a safety precaution. That's a safety risk
for sure. And a lot of times when people be like, "Yo, I get triggered," it's like just because I trigger something don't mean I did nothing wrong. You need to do the work. But anytime I'm like, "Yo, I don't trust any man, don't take care of his kids," be a bunch of people. I can't believe you will say that. I don't. Take care of your kid. If you don't take care of your kid, you'll kill me. I like living. No, we can't hang out. I'm good. Hit dogs holler sometime. I'm sorry. It's just my little personal rules for my little life. Don't mean you have to believe them. Don't. Okay. Cool. It is what it is.
What about you? What's your trauma?
I think I worked through majority of them. I used to being betrayed used to bother me. And then I had a conversation with somebody, and she said the ultimate betrayal is putting more belief in others than yourself. And I don't even care about betrayal no more. I just expect people to be themselves. It was such a profound thing. She was like, you putting so much power into others, thinking that they're going to treat you how you used to treat yourself. And I was like, it's a lesson. Okay, great. So, but yeah, other than that, just what Kawhi said, I'm a chill guy. I'm just happy. I'm happy. And also too, once I realized like I can't save everyone, that freed me of a lot too. I used to want to free everybody. I'm like, yo, I did my part. I told my guy yesterday, I did everything I could for Black people and more. And when history get written, you got to put me in the fucking billboards with some of the greatest Blacks ever walked this country, earth ever. I know some of y'all in media don't want to say it, but the impact we've had over these last 5 covered probably 75 years with progress, for sure. But I did my job. Old boys, like one dude was like, "Oh, he talking about the price of futures, but won't tell us how to discover them." Went over futures in the first episode with him. Go listen, go do the work. Charles Schwab is where you can research it. If you hit Google or ChatGPT, they'll tell you. But I've saved everybody I was supposed to save. I'm going to save myself to a shut to 19 keys. I'm focused on me and Zandy. Anything else? If you didn't get it by now, sorry. I'll even dirt you. I'm about to buy 10 cows per woman. They sent me a lot by y'all. I need 12,000 square feet. Cool. Here, Mexico, Africa, cool. Holy Trinity. It is what it is. Triangle offense. Gotcha. Babe, bring me 3 more. It is what it is. I got it. Shit. Snow, like, hey, why go? Well, you got to pick it up, cut on a little rock. Oh, this is so good. I bet. So we're working hard to get you. So no, I'm happy I'm at a place where I've overcome a lot of those feelings and traumas. So
you have it.
1,000 per. Ooh, we got into international arbitrage. Ooh, boy.
International arbitrage play.
What? Boo,
for 100 change. For 100 for the tip.
That ain't bad. That's a decent investment to find love.
Let's leave with something from the audience. Question from Twitter: what responsibility or role, if any, at all, should a man have in creating an environment for his woman to be in her feminine energy? Same question for a woman and her man with his masculine energy.
None. On either
You
side.
have no responsibility to make sure that your woman is in her feminine energy?
I'm not picking nothing that's not feminine when I meet her.
No. I think every woman is feminine, but I think
it's levels to femininity. Just like a woman shouldn't have to coach a man on how to be a fucking man. No one I ever dated past 14 ever had to tell me to get up and do nothing. I don't need it. Huh?
Can you be in your full feminine energy when you're taking care of 3 kids, you're working 2 jobs, you have to, study to go to night school? Can you really be in your full feminine energy at that and that given that circumstance?
If they date me, they won't be in them circumstances.
No. But I'm just saying that's the question, though, right? Like, what responsibility?
I can only speak personally. Fellas, pick feminine. Now the rest of what you take off our plate, but I think a lot of times when there's conditions on energy, that's the wrong person for you. That's like saying I'm only going to be good to you if you do XYZ. I think a great woman is going to stay in her feminine, and a great man is going to stay in his masculine and provide. Is it tears?
At all times. At all times.
Or if not, I'm gonna wrap it up. I don't go both ways. I like women. So
how can you? All right. So one way you can help a woman stay in her femininity, in theory, is provide for her, right? That's the easy answer. That's what.
But a lot of men provide and still get treated like shit.
Okay, but outside of provision, outside of monetary provision, what's another way that a man can make a woman feel comfortable to be in her feminine energy outside of monetary? Because that's obvious. Outside of that,
being the energy that he wants to receive from her. A lot of times men, especially on podcasts like these, have a lot of high requirements of women, and they don't bring that emotional quotient to the table themselves. A lot of times, like, that's why women ask, okay, would you date you? A lot of times the person wouldn't date themselves, but they're asking of others to provide them this, really because they have childhood wounds that have not been healed.
Well, what about acts of service? That's a way that doesn't take any money. But what if you provide level of comfort to her by being the acts of service guy?
I think that's dope if she's open to receiving those acts of service from you. And a lot of times, fellas, I hate to tell you, a lot of times some of those women that you want are not in their feminine just because they don't fuck with you.
Are you an acts of service guy?
I'm a combination of all.
Everything.
Quality time, access. If I love you and you love me and you love me the way that I should, acts of service, quality time, all five. Even the other love languages in the other book that didn't sell as well.
Because me personally, I'm not an acts of service. I'm not a handyman, but I will pay for a handyman.
For sure.
I'm not hanging up a picture, but I'll get it done for you.
For sure. That's still an act of service.
That's an act of service, right? Technically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I may not wash the car for her, but I'll take it to go get buffed and shined.
Yeah, I'm not like going on the roof or some fucking just not my thing.
Yeah. So, but I think there's different ways to do it. But
so you're everything. You're everything in one. You're every love language. You've every.
If I love, there's not many that I love though.
If you love, you're every love. You're every love language.
I try to be
at a high level.
That depends on the person. I'm gonna be honest with you.
But you have the ability. You have the ability to be every love language at a high level.
What's every? Let me go first because I want to be.
It's physical. It's physical touch.
For sure.
It's gifts. It's acts of serve. It's acts of service.
Yeah.
It's words of affirmation.
For sure.
And the fifth one is
see.
Quality time.
For sure. Yeah, if that's my baby, we'll spend time, go to the ice cream date, go a little vacation a few times. You know what I mean? Of course. Quality time, put the phone away, not work during our time, date night. For sure. Words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, physical time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If I love you, it's not many that I love though. But if I love you, for sure.
So you could hit a high bar on every single one of those.
The high bar would be subjected to how they feel and how I'm delivering it. But will I do all 5? For sure. For sure. You know it's a high bar because then they'd be in shambles after I leave them. Allegedly. Never be the same. Oh my God, I miss you so much. I didn't know what I had. So else did. I miss you. You were everything to me. My mom misses you. Oh my God, baby. I bet. I know. Mm-hmm. Be on a yacht with somebody else or 3. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I try to be. Mm-hmm.
98 on player ranking.
It depends on the era. I mean, 92. You know, it just depends. It depends. My level of effort depends on conditionality. But I try to only date people who bring out the best in me. That makes it a hell of a lot easier. For real.
You try to only date people that bring out the best in you?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you know somebody brings out the best in you?
Oh, that's a great question. Honestly, one scientific or technological way to do it, which is psychotic, look at that Fitbit or Apple Watch. The heart rate will tell you everything for one. Good luck.
The heart rate? The heart rate?
Go
the
look.
heart your heart rate?
For sure. How much
like
stress?
How fast your heart is beating?
What's your different stress? Cortisol levels? Like for the rest in peace, D'Angelo. Public service announcement to men. I need you to go visit your doctor more. One of the greatest musicians, musical genius of all time. And prayers to his son because Angie passed last year. That was my first thought. I'm like, fuck, to lose both parents back-to-back year. Jesus Christ. Like, so prayers to him. But like the first thing that a doctor would tell you, especially if you're an entrepreneur, high achieving, high earner, the biggest threat isn't the business, it's the cortisol levels in your life. What's causing the stress? Other ways to tell if somebody means well for you, you'll flourish in every area of your life. You'll sleep better, you'll be happier, the deals will flow through faster, money will be higher than ever, skin look better, your health is better, you're more jovial to be around. It's a bunch of ways to measure that. Just like we can look at a person if they're in a bad relationship. When we saw Will at that Red Table Talk, did Will look like he was in a great relationship or a bad one? He looked like he'd been in a bad relationship for a long time. I love Will dearly, but the selection part and overcoming childhood trauma matters a lot. Matters a hell of a lot.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Rashad, your thoughts? You don't got to get in trouble, but your thoughts.
Thoughts on what?
How to know if someone is treating you well.
Oh, I think once again, it goes back to intuition. I think like as an adult, when somebody is. We don't have to be told certain things, right? Like if somebody's treating you good, if somebody's treating you bad, or should.
What if someone's never been treated well and they don't have a bar to measure it against?
Well, that's why I always say that you can turn a hoe into a housewife. It's just a complicated story. But we'll talk about that next week.
No. Bonus episode. Wait, what's the conversion?
It's a low conversion, but it's possible. It's possible because most of the time somebody has chosen that life because they've never been shown love. So if you can actually show somebody love, they'll be the most loyalist person to you because you were the first person to actually show them. Well, that's why you gotta be a father to your children, especially your daughters.
For sure.
Why you gotta be a father?
Combo.
Because you gotta show them what love looks like, because you might not even know what love is. You might be in an abusive relationship thinking that's love.
Could you love a woman through her father issues? Or is that too much of a task for you to take on?
You can do it. It's difficult. It's difficult. Any household trauma is going to play out in a relationship.
Oh, absolutely.
For men and women.
Absolutely. I'll say more so with men. I told them, hey, you need to figure out what that mother one like. Because it's going to show up in that abuse and treatment and how he speaks.
100%.
For sure.
100%. 100%.
And I'm not caping and not pandering. Don't y'all start with that. I don't need to pander to nothing. Pants to this jacket. I don't need to do none of that. That's poverty podcast. And I'm going to say that too. For people like, yo, y'all pandering. No, they do that because they need them little coins from AdSense. I love that we can speak our mind freely. I came in day one talking about shit. No, don't need to pander. No. But the mother wounds, men that have those mother wounds, tough. So, but the conversion of harlot into housewife, you the alchemist. You the other alchemist. Shout out to Mobb Deep new album. But I don't. And then we talk. What level of wholeness are we talking to? Intro hoe or like veteran hoe? I don't think veteran hoes. Miss AI, by the way.
Huh?
What level of harlotness are we talking about? There's one of them old ones on, you know what I mean, on such and such interview right now. No, I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. But it depends on the level. Yeah, it's okay. Blackout After Dark. Woo.
Blackout After Dark. Blackout After Dark.
Some of y'all trying to convert something right now and don't even know it.
Oh, 100%. 100%. They ain't even know it. They ain't even know it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't try this at home. Please don't try that one at home.
Please don't. I'm good. I ain't even know it.
Don't try this at home. This is for entertainment and intellectual purposes
only.
Please.
Yeah.
Anything I was said,
was AI.
Artificial intelligence.
For sure.
Research and development purposes only. For seeing how the crowd interacts. This is a research department. This will help us with future content. Thank you guys for your time. It's been real.
Back After Dark, episode 1, dropping Saturday, 11 p.m.
100%. 100%. 100%. We're going to go through the formula.
That's funny as hell, yo.
How to turn a hoe into a housewife. The formula.
That's that. I won't be on the episode. IEP, Detroit. It's not my bad. Goldie
and Goldie.
Shout out to my boy. Hey, Goldie.
Goldie.
Last time I was by me, I said, "Oh, Goldie got it." Boy, right in Brickell. I said, "Jesus Christ." Another alchemist. My Lord.
That's all right, guys. It's been real.
It's been real.
See you guys tomorrow.
This is all AI. Peace.